latest on the billing chaos in Johannesburg, which has become a major bone of contention in the run-up to next month's elections.
We buy lights, they don't provide us with lights. But on top of that, they still send us some letters.
And South Africa will soon have 8 metros, but not everybody seems to be too happy about it.
To make Buffalo City into a metropole is a sick joke because they can't cope with what they've got now. It's far too big as it is.
Well, a very good evening to you and welcome to another episode of our special pre-election show. My name is Leanne Bannis, and of course a hearty welcome also to Vuyo Mvoko, who is standing in for Teresa. Good to have you, Vuyo. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Leanne. Well, on tonight's show, we'll try and get more clarity on Johannesburg's billing crisis.
Yeah, no doubt a very pressing issue for especially the Gautengers out there. I know you're going to have a lot to say for this. But thank you firstly to all of those that have sent your SMSs, and please keep them coming in. 33726. Remember to begin your message with the word elect, followed by the rest of your comment, and the SMS does cost you R1.50.
Well, let's begin the show with a wrap of today's latest election news. Richard Ingram compiled this report.
In the middle of the local government election campaign, the ruling party, the ANC, faces a number of challenges. It not only has the opposition parties to contend with, but its own members as well, because of unhappiness over the selection of candidates. In Johannesburg, ANC President Jacob Zuma announced that the party was to investigate the manipulation of the list process ahead of the municipal elections.
The findings of this team will make it possible for the ANC to remove any candidates who were not preferred by our structures and our communities.
Various communities across the country have been protesting and have accused some leaders of substituting the names of their preferred candidates. This has seen a massive increase in the number of independent candidates. This afternoon, Mr. Zuma was on the campaign trail in the Free State. At Caledon in the Western Cape, ANC National Executive Committee member Trevor Manuel said councillors must work together to address service delivery. He described living conditions at Flayview as appalling and expressed shock at the lack of basic services in the DA-controlled Theewaterskloof municipality.
You know, the conditions here are just completely unacceptable. I don't know how councillors and municipal officials can claim to represent people and ignore these kinds of conditions.
The Theewaterskloof municipality says it's surprised at the criticism as it's been getting good delivery ratings during assessments. In Durban, ANC Secretary-General Gwedi Mantashe took the campaign to Wentworth. Residents raised concern about the lack of basic services and the high crime rate in the DA-controlled ward. Mr. Mantashe said he was confident that the ANC would manage to sway the residents in favour of the party. And at the Wema hostel, the police had to be called in to separate loyal ANC supporters and a group unhappy about the selection of a candidate. Mr. Mantashe was able to address both groups in the same venue.
And by the time we leave here, I can assure you, people will have understood each other and will explain processes. And once we have explained the processes, people should understand them.
In Potchefstroom Northwest, DA leader Helen Zille said the city was ripe for the picking. She says the ANC was unable to register candidates in 7 crucial wards in the area. This, she says, is unfair to the voters, but promised her party was equal to the task.
We believe that the voters need a free and fair choice. And if parties don't put up their candidates, the voters don't get that choice. So it's very sad, but an indication of the state of infighting in the ANC here in the Northwest.
At Vredenburg on the Cape West Coast, COPE leader Mosiuoa Lokota was on the campaign trail and stopped over for a visit to a home for disabled people. He cited corruption among ruling party officials as a reason for people changing their votes this year. Mr. Lokota said he'd been widely commended for driving corruption out of his own party.
It's a vital fight to fight inside the party so that you can then go to government with a clean culture of public management of funds.
Right, there was electioneering around the country today. Now let's take a look at the issue of the billing chaos in Johannesburg. Of course, it's become a major bone of contention in the lead up to the local government elections. Thousands of city residents from the poorest of communities to affluent suburbs have been landed with grossly overinflated bills, with many wrongly cut off. But it's the poorest and most vulnerable of communities that are often left with little recourse, as Adrian Abada reports.
They live on the margins of society, in one of the poorest areas of Johannesburg. Their electricity consumption is determined by prepaid meters. Even so, the city claims they are in arrears with their electricity accounts amounting to over R1 million.
We buy lights, they don't provide us with lights. But on top of that, they still send us some letters.
With local elections nearing, the ANC recently summoned all 14 of its mayors around the province. High on the agenda was the billing chaos. After having first denied the city had a crisis in its billing system, the ANC admitted there were grave concerns.
We are equally gravely concerned about indications that some of residents, and this has come forth in the city of Johannesburg, some of the residents may be inaccurately getting billed. In that way, it will also affect the morale of people who pay for their services.
Johannesburg City Mayor Amos Musando recently apologized to residents for the billing crisis. In addition, he announced billing queries over 90 days would receive a 25% discount. Queries 12 months and older, a 50% discount. However, he was quick to point out that the billing mess would take more than 2 years to be sorted out.
And I'm convinced that in a year's time, in 2 years' time, many of the problems that we're talking about will really be problems of the past.
However, for this community in Eldorado Park, the city's billing chaos is a daily reality they are faced with, which goes beyond their basic service delivery needs enshrined in the Constitution. Adrian Abeda, SABC News, Johannesburg.
And to shed more light on Johannesburg's metro billing crisis and other problems, we're joined in the studio by the acting MD of the Revenue Office, Mr. Gerald Dumas. Mr. Dumas, good evening and welcome to you.
Evening, evening to your viewers.
Now, you were brought in just over a month ago to try and sort this billing crisis. Are you succeeding?
Yes, I can say I am succeeding in the sense that most of the interventions that we've put in place are working well. There are other issues that we need to address.
Tell us about a few of those interventions.
Yeah, I think what the decision that was taken, Vuyo, was that a moratorium should be placed on service cutoffs for all queries that have not been resolved. So we can only cut off services if the query has been fully resolved. One of the issues that we are also looking at is actually to look at the whole value chain, because billing is actually part of the value chain. We are looking at each and every element within the value chain to make sure that the system's exceptions, because the value chain works on the principle that if you move from one element to the next, the system must actually flag an exception and say you cannot issue the bill. Because most of the issues that were addressed, in fact, what we identified during the public outcry was a result of bills not being issued, inaccurate bills, unwarranted cutoffs. And there's been a significant reduction in terms of the bills that are being issued that are inaccurate. And also there's been a significant improvement in terms of unwarranted cutoffs as well.
So you are giving people a reprieve, but then what are you doing to deal with the actual problem to make sure that it doesn't occur again?
You know, what happened, in November, December, as a result of the public outcry, we identified 65,000 queries. Of those, 44,000 have been resolved to date. But we are not only looking at reducing the backlog, we are also looking at putting interventions in place so that there is no repeat. If you look at the trend analysis on the number of queries that are coming through, they have reduced drastically. So the intervention is actually based on our understanding of the value system. Because when you issue a bill, the system should actually stop you from issuing a bill that is inaccurate. So the system is robust enough to actually look at all the bills that are being issued. In other words, that each and every element of the value chain, you have controls. If, as a result of meter reading, the figure is inflated, the system will stop and say it cannot move to the next element of the system. So in terms of analyzing the value chain, we've gone a long way towards identifying all the gaps, and we're making sure that we actually address those issues.
So from what you've done up until now, you're convinced that never again will the problems that occurred late last year occur?
Yeah, in fact, I'm convinced. What happens as well, Vuyo, is that you will never have a situation where you don't have errors in your system. But we are saying we're not going back to a situation where we had 65,000 queries. Okay, we are not going to go back to the type of interventions that we're putting in place are permanent intervention and sustainable intervention, so that the system is optimized to make sure that if I look at the past 2 or 3 months, I've only identified 3 bills that are inaccurate. Only 3. This is actually a major and significant success in terms of interventions that we're taking place. But I don't think we're going to go back to a situation where there's a public outcry as a result of a billing challenge.
Okay. Now, what then does it mean for we've spent 560 million rands on this system.
Yeah.
Now, and this is the biggest municipality that presumably should have the best skills in the country.
Yeah.
Do we know first if any heads are going to roll?
Yeah, I think one should also not only look at the size of the municipality, you must also look at the size of the conversion. I think we were moving, in fact, we were migrating functions from MOEs, okay, to the municipality. And we look at, when we move functions, you actually migrate people, you migrate databases, you migrate IT platforms. This is quite a major conversion. I'm not even sure whether
I think people do understand that. But you see, when you go for an ambitious project, and you're going to spend as much money, 580 million rands, as you are going to spend, surely someone ought to have made sure that something like this doesn't happen, or certainly not in the scale and manner that it happened.
Yeah, I think if you actually pose a question to say what was anticipated, I would say to you, because of the magnitude of the project, we were in a position to actually identify the risks and do something about those risks. But this project is hardly a year now. And because of the size of the project, there will be teething problems in terms of the implementation. But what we are saying is we are in a position to identify those loopholes, and we are in a position to put interventions in place so that we cannot have a situation where... And the issue of skills, if you look at this, one of the issues that the project of this size, one of the issues that you identify is you do a skills gaps analysis, which was done. And skills, the development of skills for a project of this size is a continuous process. You cannot go to a call center and say, now I've trained the call center agents, they are okay. It's a continuous project. And it's critical that we should continuously do a skills gaps analysis to make sure that we don't have skills shortages in terms of actually managing this huge system.
And you've done that analysis, and you're promising us today that never again will we see the problems that we saw last year in Johannesburg.
Not that magnitude.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dumas. We wish you the best of luck, and thank you very much for joining us this evening.
Thanks, Vio.
Well, Mr. Dumas is, of course, the acting MD of the City of Johannesburg's Revenue Office. We'll continue with more election news after the break, so don't go away.
It's time for more big deals during Game's birthday.
You could win another 20,000 Rand game gift card. Get your game leaflet and a phone ready to win.
Get the Samsung 13 kg top loader plus a 3 kg Pakabomo Auto for only $22.99.
Wow! Get these fantastic Decorland PVC Venetian blinds from only $59.99.
Get the Samsung 40-inch 3D LED TV with 4 HDMI inputs for only $999.
Get the BlackBerry 8520 on Vodacom prepaid, including 60 Rand airtime on activation of BBM for the first month only. Now only 1839. Don't forget to insure your phone with Game. See in store for details.
Got your leaflet and a phone ready? It's time for you to win big. How many washing programs does the 13 kg Samsung washing machine have? SMS your answer to 33161 or enter online at game.co.za.
Hurry, SMS lines close in 1 hour.
Don't forget to join us on another round of What's the Big Deal every Wednesday and Thursday night right here at 6:10.
In the grip of colds or flu, pain, headaches, and fever are no match for the strength of MedLemon. Use MedLemon 3 times a day. MedLemon, the hard-working cold and flu fighter.
You're watching a special pre-election program on SABC2, and we're coming to you live from our studios in Johannesburg.
Indeed we are. Now, one of the most popular segments that we've got on this program is when we get the viewers the opportunity to air their views. So tonight we go out into the streets of Cape Town and we ask the residents there how they feel about service delivery.
Ik heb geen probleem eigenlijk daarmee nie. Ik denk het draait al hoe beter soos dit aangaan. En ja, I think die Kaap doen goeie werk.
It is actually good. Nothing is bad at all. It's very good. For me, it's fine. It's alright.
Het is een goede start. Van alles, hier sukkelen mensen niet, zoals je nog anders staat.
Ja, kukho into ezithile esafuna ukulungiswa. Yabo. So now it's 100%, yabo.
I see it. They're trying their best, but I'm sure something can be done. Something much better than what is happening now.
Bayazama ngakho konke abanako nolqa betothoza nje.
I'm happy with it. Cape Town, I think, is becoming the best province.
Working for me. It's good.
In the city centre, though, the security and everything is up to scratch. And yeah, I think we all feel safe.
Het is bezig om op te komen, het raakt beter. Alhoewel ek vandag R9 vir parking betaal het en dit was vir my nogal erg.
Now, 2 new metropolitan municipalities will join the existing 6 after next month's local government elections. They are Buffalo City Municipality in the Eastern Cape, which includes East London and King Williamstown, and the Mangaung Municipality in the Free State, which includes Bloemfontein and Botshabelo. Lumko Jimlongo takes a closer look at the Buffalo City Municipality and the changes it will face with its metro status.
Buffalo City Municipality is set to become a metropolitan municipality with a difference because of its rural nature. The municipality is currently part of the Amatola District Municipality. Becoming a metro has the advantage of an increased budget, which will be controlled directly by the municipality. According to the municipality, a bigger chunk of the budget will go to providing bulk infrastructure. This brings added responsibilities where roads, water and sanitation are concerned. The new status should also attract new investors, but skeptics have doubts about its viability.
To make Buffalo City into a metropole is a sick joke because they can't cope with what they've got now. It's far too big as it is.
Council has been fraught by infighting with the ruling party, and there are more people, more managers suspended than there are actually working. So the city is paying for a lot of people who are not doing any work.
Currently, basic services such as water, sanitation and refuse collection have almost ground to a halt in the metro area. And the challenges may increase with the extended urbanization and interprovincial migration that comes with being a metro.
We must do things differently. That's another challenge. Being a metro, your turnaround time should not be like this, what is happening now. I'm saying if you hold the phone for 45 minutes, somebody is not responding, that in itself would be counting badly. I'm not saying it is right now, it is also wrong. But our turnaround time should be a turnaround time that responds to the challenges that we'll be facing. Equally, it means coming in of investors, wanting us to be prepared for that. Our investment in infrastructure is going to be under immense challenges.
Amongst the added responsibilities is having a housing directorate. Buffalo City will no longer have to depend on provincial funding to provide housing. However, the added services come with an increase in contributions from taxpayers. But the municipality has assured residents that the increased cost will be accompanied by a drastic improvement in service delivery. However, there is concern about the municipality's ability to control its finances. One of the biggest challenges is that smaller surrounding municipalities will be sidelined. Government has also dismissed claims that the poor will be neglected.
No, this was the same problem when the first metro was established in Nelson Mandela, and there was a fear, which was of course tested because number of capable, able bodies intend to follow the municipalities that have a capacity to employ and relegate all other areas that are rural in nature. But it depends the kind of policy option that we are going to follow.
The criteria for becoming a metro include having multiple business and industrial areas with a center of economic activity. The demarcation board says both Buffalo City and Mangaung have met all the requirements to be granted metro status. They both have areas of high population density as well as an intense movement of people, goods and services. Lumko Chumlongo for SABC News, East London.
After the break, an independent candidate gets a 60 seconds opportunity to explain to voters why a vote for an independent candidate won't be wasted. Stay tuned.
Hello. Most of us have Maggie Lazenby Worcester sauce in our cupboard. I know you like cooking with it.
It's great with eggs and bacon, and there's so much more you can do with it. Add a dash into your stew to bring out that lovely flavor. It's so good in marinade. It tenderizes your meat, making it so succulent and juicy. But try this casserole. The dash of Maggie Lazenby makes it even more delicious.
I never knew that Maggie Lazenby was that versatile.
It's good for everyday cooking. It's my special ingredient. Great to have in the kitchen and on the table.
There you have it. Chefs recommend Maggie Lazenby.
It's the best.
Germs? Our empire of sickness stretches all over the bathroom. But why is it in danger? Anyone? Anyone? Oh, what's this?
Just one capful of thick, powerful Domestos cleans all surfaces in the bathroom and kills germs and viruses on contact.
There is nowhere to hide.
Domestos kills all known germs dead everywhere.
I can make a difference.
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 Make a difference. Buy cans and help educate South Africa today. Nampak and Bevcan need your help to increase their current commitment from 5 million to 10 million rand for education. That's 3 cents a can, 18 cents a six-pack, 72 cents a case, amounting to 10 million or more over 3 months. Buy cans today. Every can counts.
Ach, no, man, I'm full of grease. This water's cold. This is not lekker.
Chill, dude. Endless days of scrubbing are like over. The ladies bought new Sunlight Turbo.
Ach, what do you know, Boot?
This new formulation with real lemon juice will cut through your grease fast, even in cold water.
Cool, brew.
Here's to faster degreasing.
Faster degreasing at any temperature with Sunlight Turbo.
Welcome back. We're back with more election news for you. Now, 748 independent candidates are standing in next month's local government elections.
And to tell us why voters should consider an independent candidate, here's Simon Mtembo of Ward 30 in Soweto.
People are being evicted out of their houses. Bangenzanga nexi kwizindlu zabo ziyathengiswa. Now we felt ukuthi as an organization we can only fight this if we are within the council. So that is why they gave me to register as an independent candidate. And whilst we are still there, we are saying houses, especially the RDP houses, should be given to people as they were promised. And into sibhekile kakhulukazi ukuthi abantu bayahlupheka. Now we are bringing in relief, particularly to our older members who are pensioners. They are so concerned about losing their houses. They are very unhappy about the social grants, which are not enough, as they say, because they are in poverty.
And that's all for tonight, and indeed the week. Leanne and Tabiso will be back next week on Monday night at 6 with more election news.
Now, if you've missed the whole part of tonight's show, it is available on www.sabc.co.za/elections. You'll find the whole show there, so you can watch it. Now, don't miss our very popular election debate show that happens every single Sunday evening, which is hosted by none other than Vuyo Mvoko, who I'm sitting right next to. It's broadcast live on SABC1 as well as SAFM at 6:30 with live streaming on sabcnews.com. What's happening this Sunday?
Yes, on Sunday night, the Cape Town mayoral candidates of the DA, the ANC, the ACDP and possibly COPE will slug it out in Stellenbosch. Our debate series have been very lively and popular so far, thanks to you. And on Sunday night should be no exception. Goodbye from me. I'll see you on Sunday.
Yeah, enjoy it. Thank you very much for watching on. Everyone have a wonderful Thursday evening. And Nicoline de Toy, who was doing our signed language, thank you for being with us. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.